Ladies and gentlemen, there's two types of people in the world. Those who've got names
and those who are nameless.
Right about here. Your father, by the way, shares a name with me.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Solomon Joshua, yeah? Yeah. I know.
Done your research, bro.
You have a guy in Arua called D.R.E. And when he posted this photo, people thought this was Nameless. He's called Dennis. Literally. I'm telling you.
Joshua.
I promise
Mr. Joshua Mathenge, whether he's been in Arua, like, now I can say it now, at like
okay.
7.
Look into the camera while you say this, because you're about to sell yourself out. And I'm not part of that. No political affiliation whatsoever. But you know why we don't care? When there's a dictator, we don't care because you actually became very close friends with Esir the late.
Yeah.
He did a lot of nice music. Bomba Train. You featured in that song.
Yeah.
Boom bam bam. Bam bam boom bam bam.
Exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
he was involved in a tragic accident. You were interestingly in that car. Recently, I also lost a brother to kidney failure. So for you, how was the experience? Was like dealing with all this?
The way I sat in that car, I keep saying, till today.
You're married to fellow music icon Rosemary Wahu, Kagwi, and you've been together like for 19 whole years.
How we've managed to sustain. There are many things that contribute. Let me give you an example of one.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hard Lock podcast show, where we dive deep, let stories flow. Interviews, insights, news of the week. Hot topics, every word's unique. Tune in, lock in, get the full scope. Stories that inspire us and provoke. It's Hard Lock, where the truth gets told. So sit back, let's break the mold.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Once again, like you've seen the entire week, we've been promoting the show, saying that we are going to have the one and only. He doesn't have a name, it's crazy, but it is what it is. We're going to figure this out. I don't want to waste a lot of time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having the one and only Nameless. David Mathenge, popular known as Nameless. He's a singer, songwriter, and musician from Kenya who came to fame in the late 90s with a hit song Mega Rider, which actually won him a Star Search contest on the Kenyan radio station 98.4 Capital FM. He's born on 1st August 1976. This guy shares a birth month with me, so this is very interesting. And I'm going to show you quickly later on, but this guy is today 48 years old. He looks like he's literally 31 years old. I've been telling him that. Nameless became one of the biggest names in the Kenyan pop and African music industry for over 25 years now, with hits such as Sunshine, Salary, Inspire, one of his biggest projects. And ladies and gentlemen, there's two types of people in the world. Those who've got names
and those who are nameless.
Right about here. Man, this is interesting.
That's what's up, man.
I hope I'm going to be able to I really do hope that I'm going to stay away from being starstruck in this interview. I easily get starstruck. I listened to your music for a very long time. I loved everything you do.
I appreciate it.
But I hope that I can stay neutral. I don't want my bias of excitement to make people think otherwise.
I'll check your bias.
Please do. When you see I've got it somewhere, you're like, yo, boss, calm down. It's not necessary. You're most welcome on the Hard Lock Podcast Show.
Thanks, man.
And I appreciate you so much for doing this. I know you're a very busy person and you have to be somewhere. We're going to look today really about your musical journey. I know there's no question that have not been asked really. We just want to remind people of some of these things. But I think today most of the things I'm going to discuss might end up into the family aspect of David. Nameless, yes. But David is a very interesting person. For many young people at our age, including myself, we are looking to the aspect of family and stuff. So I think what you have with your wife Wahu is inspiring, and we're going to talk a lot about that. But without wasting any time, to understand the man that is sitting across me right now, what are some of the most significant things while you're growing up that have now inspired the person you are today that we're seeing now?
Okay, thanks for the intro first.
Welcome.
Let me see. What I think I'd say when I look back, because I'm in that stage of my life of reflecting.
Yeah.
In your 40s, a very important time, because you really look back at your adult life and be like, what's making sense, what's not making sense.
Exactly.
So it has also helped me try and understand the kind of person I am, who I am, and why I make the decisions I've been making.
Absolutely.
So when you say David or Monsky, people know me like
Monsky. I'm gonna get there by the way.
Yeah. Monsky's like it's
Kamonsky.
like Kamonsky, exactly. Yeah, but David or Monsky is what created Nameless.
Okay.
You see.
Okay.
So Nameless is a product, is a brand name, a name and image.
Yeah.
That people know and see.
Which is by a copyrighted
yes,
text,
exactly.
Nameless, and that's
Nameless. Yes, but that what people see is that, but David is really the person, as you said, behind.
Yeah.
And I'll say this first: I'm a last born. I was born last after 4 other siblings.
4, yeah.
2 brothers, 2 sisters, and I think that really shaped a lot about me in many ways. One, I had amazing parents. I have to give them their flowers.
Absolutely. Your father, by the way, shares a name with me.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Solomon Joshua, yes? Yeah. I know.
You've done your research, bro. Man. Yeah, I've done your research. Yeah. So now, they're much older now. When we chill, we go there, we give them their flowers, because they're very balanced parents.
Both of them are still alive?
They were still alive.
Crazy.
And we're like, man, you guys, somehow, you really gave us a sense of security that has helped us through life.
Yeah.
And then also my big siblings, I learned how to just learn from them, from their stories. Because they're 10 years older than me, 5 years. So you whatever they're going through, you learn, so that by the time you're going through it, you already
have like some like
something
like some bit of litmus paper somewhere.
And that helped me how they messed up. So I'd be like, 10 years, I see him when they're 19. I'm like, okay, these are your friends. This is where you drank. This is what happened. Then when I'm 20, they're 30. Okay, this one is like this one. This friend of mine did this, and this one. I always used to talk to all of them about their lives and their friends.
Yeah.
But what was happening was, it was lessons for me. How I knew that is when I would talk to my therapist or counselor. They would tell me, it's always good to have friends who are 10 years older, 20 years older, 10 years younger, because all of them shape how you look at life.
They're literally going through exactly what you're going now. And also you see, like, okay, projecting like 10 years, that's literally how you look like. So you either fix things or you just don't.
Exactly. So that really helped me.
Wow.
It made me, even now I talk to them, they'll tell me, my brother will tell me, oh, his friend built a big house here, now regretted it. Now he didn't even live there.
Wow.
What is he telling me directly? Before you build a really big house, do you really need it?
No.
Yeah. Because now you find someone is telling me things that they did, his friends did, or something that now they're regretting. So I learned from that.
Absolutely.
So that, I would say, really helped me be very, very analytical about decisions. So I don't get too carried away with emotions.
Yeah.
Because I've already seen some things that happened.
Wow.
So that's basically what I look back. I feel a secure background. I think my parents really created that for us.
Yeah.
They made us also be very humble with anything. So my dad and mom,
because it's not like I wouldn't necessarily say that you came from what is ordinarily called a humble background.
I'd say well, middle class.
Yeah.
So what was
because
so
your father worked in the government, yeah?
Yeah, but he was a civil servant.
Civil servant, yeah.
Yeah, civil servant, exactly. Yeah. Civil servant, they're not paid that much money. My mom was a
imagine some of my parents who literally didn't have the jobs yet. True. They had to go on the streets looking for stuff to eat. So in that comparison, really,
when I look, I'm like, okay, I had privileged parents because they at least had a job.
Yeah.
But because I would be in schools of people with big judges and we always used to feel, we don't have money by then. Realize.
That context makes sense. That one makes sense.
Yeah, so in our heads we'd be like, man, those guys have big money, as we don't have that money. But then you meet other people in other contexts, you're like, okay, you have less.
Yeah.
So that kind of gave us a balance of seeing people who are very rich
and then
who are not as rich, and then now you find
I think most of us have found ourselves in the in-between.
Yes.
We make the money, but we're not rich necessarily, but we're also not poor, but we have...
So,
it's crazy.
And it's a very good place to be if you ask
Is
me.
it? I've been thinking, like, for the last 2-3 days, I feel that nothing is going on in my life in that space. A poor guy is really struggling, they're poor. A rich guy is really struggling, but I'm just in the mid. Yeah. There's money, but also you're not poor.
Exactly. So I think it keeps you balanced, personally. So I always look at if I want to live with gratitude, I look and say, I have this and there are many people who don't have.
Oh yeah.
So I'm okay.
Absolutely.
Then if I want ambition, I'm like, okay, but I also want that. So it keeps me going. I don't get too comfortable.
You say car pass by, you're like, oh, have we worked
but
enough? And then you see a guy rolling his bicycle. Like, okay.
But I'm not too bad, you know. So I do that a lot.
Interesting.
And it's actually recommended by some people who, I mean, philosophers a lot. I study a lot of philosophy. And philosophers say the best way to live life is that balance of reminding yourself you have still work to do, but also saying, but you're still okay.
Absolutely.
And if you do that, you kind of like have a balanced way.
That's interesting, man. So before we move very far in this interview, there's a gentleman. I told him I'm going to give him shout outs on this show with Nameless. Now, Nameless, you need to ask Mr. Joshua to tell you the truth. Maybe something happened in Uganda, and you have a guy in Arua called D.R.E, and look at this guy. And when he posted this photo, people thought this was Nameless. He's called Dennis. Literally. And I'm going to display the photo. I'm going to display the photo for you guys to see it as well. Look at crazy. Everybody actually was thinking this is Nameless.
Nameless who's in town.
And
that's crazy. Yeah.
So D.R.E, man.
The only thing he hasn't done, he hasn't worn shades.
Exactly.
I'm always in shades, man.
Really?
Yeah. He hasn't worn the shades, but the beards, the lips, everything. I'm like, man.
I'm telling you,
Joshua.
I promise
Mr. Joshua Mathenge, whether he's been in Arua.
I'm promising you, everything about you is some kind of reflection with this guy.
That's what's up, man.
So D.R.E.
You said D.R.E?
He's called D.R.E Dennis.
Hopefully I'll meet him on
so man.
Yeah.
I want to call the guy and ask him to meet you.
Yeah.
So the full graduate from the University of Nairobi, actually, you graduated with a degree in architecture, man.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned that your tuition was actually paid. In an interview, you said your tuition was paid by your father, but also at some point, your siblings also stepped in to try and clear the bills for you.
Yeah,
and we all know architecture is like a very serious, lucrative career.
Yeah.
But then, I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
How was that moment when the family discovered that this gentleman, especially at the beginning of the time, this guy is not going to be an architect. Clearly, this guy is
so
the money we put.
The funny thing about it is this. Yeah. So my dad retired pretty early.
Yeah.
So
you were younger by that time.
Yeah, I was still in high school. So even that time,
Mm.
he would not be able to pay my fees.
Okay.
But luckily, my brothers and sisters came in.
Yeah. Benefits of being a last born.
I know benefits, But now the problem is now they also now give you stress, man. I used to have
because they're age mates.
Yeah, no, they're slightly older, but then they're like now because they're paying, they're like, don't do this, don't. So I used to tell my mom, you need to ask them for the money. I can't go to ask them. Because now
you don't want to
see me, they get tired because they're like, no,
you don't want any what do you call it? Any responsibility with that money they're paying.
Yeah, because you've given you money now, they start. And I'm like, you get money from my brothers. I don't need that.
Yeah.
But funny enough, when I got music, I won it through a competition you had mentioned there.
Yeah.
And it was just by chance. I was not looking to be a musician. It was something just fun. But when I won the competition and I says, wow, I've won this competition, and wow.
I think by the time you're in school and you're working in the night with a bank,
yes.
Entering data and stuff like that. Yeah. So during the day you just said, let me give this a shot.
No, at night when I'm at the bank.
Yeah.
At night they said there's a competition and I'm there. I'm like, I might try this thing. And I was with my boy and I was shy. I didn't want him to know that I'm trying because I didn't know whether I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's actually how my name came up. I would go to the bathroom, not to the bathroom. Sorry, he thought I was going to the bathroom. I would go to another office because we're only alone. We're like in a big place and we're alone.
Yeah.
And I make the call, and I try the competition, and when I come back, he doesn't know it was me, and he's telling me how good that guy was.
My goodness.
And me now is what's giving me confidence. I'm like, oh, and now that's when I call myself Nameless because I didn't want people to also know I'm the one who's calling because I'm in the office. My boss could hear me and be like, you instead of working, you're busy calling your...
They hate it, by the way. Just so you know. The bosses don't like it.
They don't like you trying to do other things.
No.
Yeah, so that when I became Nameless, now I started now thinking, okay, can I make money from this? I was still in campus, so that really helped me.
So, but then how did you let them know that, you know what? How do they process the whole your parents and your siblings? How do they process that whole thing that, you know what? you're into music and you're the biggest star in Kenya from nowhere. Boom.
No. So what happened is this.
Mega Rider.
So Mega Rider comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky. They were very happy. They were not angry.
Okay.
They're like,
yeah, this is strange. This is,
they're like, you're the guy. You're the Nameless. Yeah. So they're very supportive.
Very
That's what I tell you. They were not like, and you know what they told me later that they did? My mom? Well, now they're like, because they never thought it would get serious. They just thought this guy just done something for fun, but he's doing architecture.
Yeah.
But the mom, they're like, this guy is doing this thing seriously. I hear, like a year or two later, they went to the lecturer and asked the lecturer, how is this guy doing in school?
Okay.
The lecturer is like, but he's doing okay. So they're like, for as long as it's not affecting his because
studies.
Why? I make money, I'm now paying my own fees.
Exactly. Oh, okay.
So now they have to, because
first of all, you've saved them money, all right? Okay.
So they're like, okay, this guy is saving us money. Let you keep doing this, and his grades are okay.
Yeah.
So they were checking, and they're like, this guy seems to be doing okay. Then me also, even me, I'm like, hey, I'm getting better. So my name kept growing.
Now all of a sudden, shows everywhere.
Now, by the time I came for my first show in Uganda,
yes,
that was 2002.
Yes.
That was around my last year in campus. So my name, by the time 2002 happened in Ninanoki, which was like my biggest song by that time, I was doing my last year.
Yeah.
So my last year is most hectic year.
Yeah.
But it's the year I'm getting the most bookings.
But still, but at the end of it all, you still perform like amazing.
Yeah. But you know what happened? It was because the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I was like, okay, shut everything else. Because when the lecturer said, you need to be careful now. You might now, you know. So that was, I could not imagine a headline like Nameless fails his architecture. So I put bro, let me tell you, I had like an office. I rented a house.
Yeah. The money was there now.
That was a bit of money. There's a bit of money. I rented a house, and I had like now I can say it now. I had like 7.
Look into the camera while you say this, because you're about to sell yourself out, and I'm not part of that. So
I had like a whole. It was like an office now. I had like a team of people with my project helping me. And I'm paying all of them. But let me tell you. But you know, I'm still there. It's still my
And you're
project.
Still a student. Can you imagine?
I'm a student, but now I have in this room
a whole
guys
set
were
of
helping
people.
me
Man.
making the model, because my model was 2 meters long. My model like from here to there, long. It was a whole street. So I'm like, what have I got myself into? So I have like campus from JK Watt. I brought 3 guys from there. Others are helping me color in another place because we didn't have like computers. So we had to do things with manual.
Yeah.
Others are me. I'm there coming to check everyone. You're not working. I thought I'm a student. But then I would get a show. I can come. I can pay them. You know.
Yeah.
Because now they help. But let me tell you,
the value of the money was actually good. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
No. But at the end of the day, by the 6th year, they kind of allow you to get some help.
Okay.
Because a lot of work. So because you're also.
It's 6 years.
Yeah, it's a 6-year course, yeah. But you actually now learn how to linear team, like control a team. So it wasn't wrong to have assistants.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had.
But yours was particularly. The intention was clear.
We have to pass.
So let's talk about Ninanoki, actually, the song.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know this song, I'm just going to play a small clip for you in the video.
Yeah.
Ninanoki, the best we know is
That's it. Yeah.
Nameless na wewe. It's a Friday night, everything's alright. Enyi my best when they do katike. If you like to dance, well then here's your chance. Sisi wa Nairobi, tunapenda happy.
Man, I don't remember the first time I heard that song, but I can still remember. Every time I sing that song, it takes me back to a specific place when I was, I think, probably like 6, 7.
Wow.
I was younger by then. But without a doubt, that song featured Amani, and you released in 2002, yeah?
2002, yeah.
Yeah, literally, it changed the course of your careers, both of you, and because I think that was one of the first songs even us in Uganda started consuming.
Yes.
And so Amani did an interview recently, and she confirmed actually that her career was completely changed.
Wow, yeah.
Lucas is like, hey, I want you to lay vocals for a certain song. It's one of the artists and everything, and like, you know him. I'm like, oh, okay, Nameless. And I'm like, eh? So I go to the studio and I'm like, so, what are we doing again? Like, I wanted to lay vocals for him. I'm like, okay, I knew Nameless was a celeb. So he sang the song and I listened to it and I was like, this sounds really good. And I tried to be composed as much as I could. But ile excitement nilikuwa nayo. Matatu. So I finished and I literally ran back to the YWCA. Like, I was like, what just happened, you know? I thought this could be my big break. This could be it. But I was just excited that I was working with a big artist.
She was very thankful to you because what she was saying is that the song was fully written already. You had already done everything of that song. But she simply went and said, you know what? I want this lady to come on the project.
And do the hook, yeah.
I don't know why someone would do that as an artist instead of taking all the credit yourself.
Yeah,
Maybe because also her voice in the song came out extremely amazing.
No. She brought, bro, let me tell you, like
that's
that's
about that whole project.
Yeah, so I have to appreciate Ogopa Deejays because Ogopa guided us very well.
Which is my next question, by the way.
Yeah.
Ogopa Deejays?
Yeah, they guided us well because, and they were also young. When I look at it, we're all young. We're all in our 20s, early 20s. But that was a first, like, he was a DJ, so he would be spinning and getting the vibe. So it helps him create music.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
So he fine tunes an idea and takes it to the club. It's not working yet. He goes back. So in 2-3 months, he gets to get the vibe from the audience until he fine tunes your idea and his idea. And me, when I went with the idea of Ninanoki, those days, you know, you don't have a car. You're still broke. So I'm in a matatu and a beat plays and I get the idea.
Okay.
And I'm like, na. That's the melody first.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I like this. It's like a call response.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, hey. Then it's playing in the matatu, the beat. So they have to change the music. Now I don't forget the melody. I don't have a phone.
So you hear the song, but you just hear the melody yet.
I'm coming. The melody is coming from a beat I'm hearing.
Okay.
In the matatu.
Yes.
But you know they play a mix, so they're going to change the song. So I'm going to forget. You know, I had to come out of the matatu and walk to the studio. I'll forget because
did you
I was
have a
no
phone by that time?
No.
Exactly.
There were no record. There were no recording things.
Yeah.
So me, I had to come out and walk literally to the studio, singing that melody.
Yeah.
So when I came to him, I told him, I have this idea. I sent for him the melody. He's like, oh, he likes it. Then he made a beat. When we did all that, that's when I told him, man, I need someone to sing this hook.
Yeah.
So he told me about Amani. He told me there's a girl.
Had she joined also
She was
Ogopa already?
Ogopa, but he was like, I'm about to release this song. When I heard her voice, I'm like, I need to meet her. She was in USIU. She came to campus. I met.
She said she was starstruck because by then, Mega Rider had come out already. You were a big star already.
I'd already had some songs.
Yeah.
So when she came, we talked. Good vibe. Told her, and I know she changed slightly the melody. So she also slightly changed it.
Okay.
So
for the better.
For the better. Exactly.
Okay.
So let's give her credit. It wasn't like she said I can do it, but let me do it. Then I'm like.
So was the part was it there?
I can't even remember, but I know I told her I want you to sing something like this.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of collaboration. You can have an idea, then someone adds.
Adds
something. And I always tell someone whenever I'm working a collaboration, I'm like, I have an idea, but feel free to make it better.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to follow this. So when she sang it, bro, when Lucas called me for the final beat, he gave me the earphones, played that music. I was like, what is this?
What have we just done?
What have we done here? Because trust me, you can hear it now like this, but in 2002, everyone was like, what is this? Like the clubs, the stations, everyone was like, this song is on another level. And bro, I used to go to a club.
It took you by surprise?
Like 8 times or 9 times.
My goodness.
You even tell the DJ, don't play the song again. Guys are going to hate me. Like him is like, no. I get, like it was played, man. So that's the first time that even in, as you said, in Uganda, like my music crossed.
Yeah, the music crossed.
Tanzania and Uganda that's the years I'd been called for shows outside Kenya. So it changed, as you said. It changed my career.
I think that's around 2002. That's also like you said, you came.
Yeah.
There's something about Uganda, maybe. It's not part of my question to you, but there's something about Uganda. To this day, Nigerian artists still believe it.
Yeah.
That if you want to be successful in your career, come to Uganda.
Yeah, there's something about Uganda, but they also say that about Kenya. Eh? They say Nigerians are like, you have to have. So East Africa has something, but bro, like the love that you got. We used to say this every time we used to come to do shows. We're like, Ugandans know how to party. Like they like
we still do guys, we still do know how to party.
Like we'd be like this, and then the showbiz here. We used to come here when we'd come even as Kenyan artists. We used to be like, what's going on here? This one is fighting this one.
Now you know why we don't care. Okay, just no political affiliation whatsoever. But you know why we don't care whether there's a dictator. We don't care because the kind of freedom we have here is unmatched. That's the truth, I'll tell you.
True, bro. Like we'd be like, you come Friday, the bash is there, Thursday, Wednesday.
Whoa,
we're like,
we start by Wednesday, man.
I know, that's what I'm like, Wednesday night.
Thursday something, Friday, the party, the weekend begins.
So you've come on Tuesday to promote the show Saturday, but everywhere you're being taken, there's a concert, a show. I'm like, hey, these guys don't sleep. So for me, like, that was a very good opportunity for me to just like connect with East Africa. And that definitely was. I saw the power of a hit song.
That was crazy.
I tell artists, man, the power of a hit song.
One song and your career is flipped.
It just flips your career. You don't even have to it markets itself. So I'm normally the kind who looks for hit songs, which is also not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
Now it's not a problem because now you're like, I need a hit song.
Yeah.
It's like a drug.
Yeah.
You're like, I need that hit.
No. But then it's strange and true. Again, you said something slightly about the Ogopa Deejays label, particularly. Now you had a lot of big names in the industry. You had Red Sun, you had Mr. Googs, you had the late Esir, you had Amani, yourself in there. Wahu was also there, But also in Uganda, actually the top 3 biggest names in the industry actually partly worked with Ogopa. Jose Chameleon, Baby Cool, Bobby Wine kind of also worked, I think, with the guy. Apart from just what you've told me about his mixing abilities and stuff, what was very interesting about Ogopa is that maybe even record labels of today cannot cement that kind of level.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how it happens.
When I reflect now, I now see what it was.
Okay.
The most producers or creators just create music.
Yeah.
You're just the studio, you create. Ogopa used to design.
Okay.
And it's a big thing for me right now. I even tell artists now the difference of creating and designing. Creating, you're just making the music for yourself, you're enjoying it, making. Designing, you are listening to the market and fine-tuning your concept to align with the market. It's like any business. You have a product, you create it, and then you have to fine-tune.
You design from everything, from the images to the brand.
Design means you have a client. You see, like now for me, as an architect, we would be taught to design.
Yeah.
So design means I have to listen to you. If you come to me, you want a house, I have to listen to what kind of person you are, what kind of house you're looking for, what your budget is. I don't just come with a house for you, even before knowing what you want. I don't know whether you have 5 kids. I can't bring for your house with 5 bedrooms. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want 1 room. So that's what Ogopa used to do. He used to listen to, as a DJ, he would listen to what makes people move, and then he makes music in that way.
And there's no doubt that every single song that Ogopa did to this day, even after you guys moved on and started singing other songs, the legacy of Ogopa's music is still strong. Intact. The music from Ogopa DJs, from all these artists, every single one of them.
Yeah, all of them.
And it's still
that,
making
bro,
sense.
like we play some songs in the club, even DJs are like, this guy used to finger this beat, and he was not musical, like he could play instruments.
He couldn't play.
It's just he would just
man, crazy.
play in a band, and then he'd be like, that sounds good to hear. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. He was more designing it. Creating is like, I just love creating music, but you're not thinking of the market. And right now, that's where the problem is in East Africa. We have to be stronger in making music for the market, because I feel like
everyone gets on
Nigerians
stage
and all these other guys, I think they're good in that. They really know, like, what do I need to do with this music to get more people. That's why, as you say, they come to Uganda. They try and get the vibe here. so that they make sure, can we get Uganda in? Can we get, they're very strategic. So I feel for the newer artists, we have to be more strategic in our creations.
Interesting. While at Ogopa Deejays, you actually became very close friends with with Esir, the late. And that was when all of you were big boys by that time, and you formed a very close bond with the guy. He did a lot of nice music, Morse,
Kamata, Boomba.
Amnitishi, Boomba Train. You featured in that song. Boom, bam, 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 boom, bam, bam. So.
Exactly.
However, on the 16th of March 2003, he was involved in a tragic accident. You were interestingly in that car as well with him. And at just 21 years of age by the time you were 27 years old also. Now, I know this is a very uncomfortable topic to talk about, but recently I also lost a brother to kidney failure, so we were close for so many years. In school we slept in the same bed, at home we slept in the same bed. So losing someone of that nature, I think still to this day, I ask people, when will I ever forget about this guy? Will I ever what the experience is that people say that it never ends. Nearly the memories keep going on. So for you, how was the experience like dealing with all this? First of all, even the accident, he moved out to Susu, you came in the middle, and then crazy.
You have the details of that. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, man, some things I find very interesting of how it happened. I'll say this first. When I reflect, as I told you, I'm in a reflective stage. Our friendship was really genuine. Like mutual respect. Like I look for such friendships consistently because it was mutual. I was just 4 years older than him, so he saw me like a big brother because I had a few hits before him. So what I liked about him, he was very talented. But a good student.
Okay.
He listened a lot.
If you looked at the guy's photos to this day, he looked like he was not a good student either, just so you know.
Straight. But he was a good student. Why do I say that? Like he would come, he would know he's good, but after a show he would come and say, I didn't feel like my show, I got the response I needed. And I was telling him, I know what you're feeling, because even me when I did my first song, Mega Rider, it was big on radio, but on shows, it didn't have hype. So I changed my vibe to be more performance. And I told him now.
Because the money is in the performances.
Exactly. It's not in selling CDs. So I told him, that's what you need to do. So we'd sit after a show. Even in Kampala, we did the Ogopa show. After the show, come, we talk. So now we were talking about it. Make your song lyrics more simple. Sing along.
Especially the choruses.
Man, bro, that guy learned so fast. He started writing songs so amazing. Even me, I'm like, bro, that's when he didn't have most Kamata. So you see, he learned quickly to adjust, and his songs, those became his biggest songs. And we do shows together. Then we said, why don't we now do a collaboration so that now we are even as a team. If I'm called for a show, I say I can come with this and vice versa. We did that. Everything was working perfectly. We started getting shows and tours, and as we were like, man, this is working out because now we have the biggest songs. It's now on that day, after a very good show. You did a show the previous night. And you rested very well. Yeah, it was nice. We had an after party until about maybe like 3 or 4 guys went to sleep. We left like at about 11, 12. But fine, everything was good. We're just like, we were saying our dream is coming true. We are now to Meshika Kenya. Like we were like, what we planned like a year ago is happening. Like this is amazing. Like we are like, because that show was like amazing. So we're like, this is working. Anyway, so what happened is the way I sat in that car, I keep saying till today is very interesting, because the 2 places I would have sat in my normal, because I'm normally the tallest in the car. So you go either the front or the side. I never sit in the middle. Somehow that's the first time I sat in the middle, and it's because Esir was insisting come sit behind, and then
Bank
he
stories.
moved it. Yes, come now. So he left to go to the toilet. He came back. He's like, just move. Now we're joking because normally I would be like the big brother saying, no, you come to the center. You get, move. So, and I remember when joking and saying, hey, I'm in a bad place because I don't have a safety belt. This seat doesn't have a safety belt. So as we're driving, the driver was just distracted. Just
looking at the legs or something?
Yes, it was a pink. It had a pink reflection, and it was Esir who said, look at how beautiful that lake looks. And when we all turned and looked.
And you're at a high speed.
No, what? On 100. Okay. That's why till today, I tell guys to drive at 80. Because if we were at 80, we would be okay.
Yeah.
Just because we were at 100, he couldn't bring the car back into control.
And then...
So it rolled. So in that rolling, the two places I was telling you I had sat, those are the people who passed away. There was, in the front guy, Kevin, and Esir, who was now on my side here. So these two, I don't know why it was the one that I think it hit the first, and Esir was thrown out.
Because when the car is rolling, I think
the first hit, I didn't even know until later that he passed away on impact. Yeah. I thought he passed away in the hospital.
Oh, he actually passed in the car?
He passed
on spot?
I didn't know that part because now we're all being taken to the hospital. But
different
later
cars,
later on now when I was asking where is Esir, they finally told me, by the way, I think when he hit the tarmac. But I was just going to tell you because you mentioned about your brother and how I did it for myself.
Yeah.
Because, of course, that time it hit me hard because I'm like, it's so hard to understand how at one moment you're there looking at life and seeing how amazing it's going to be and planning all that. And we are literally like taking off. Like I look at it, it was like a plane taking off.
Yeah.
Because we could feel him, you could tell he's in his best moments. He's coming up with his best music. People are loving him more and more. That's the night I told him to finish the show. Normally, I would be the one finishing the show.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
you're
bigger than me, right? Yeah. Like, bro, you're the big artist. Guys have come for you because you're
and I was the new boy on the block.
Yeah, now you're and he kind of knew it.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to give him that permission to do it. So it was like, and then, so in my head, that really threw me off. Because I was like, you can't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like life is, you just be grateful you're here. But what I did and how it has become one with my soul now is at some point I just told myself, okay, you don't understand some of these things that happen.
Yeah.
But I told myself it could either have been me or him.
Or him, yeah.
So the only way I deal with that situation is I'm like, if it was me, what would I have wanted him to do?
Yeah.
So anything I do it in that way. I'm like, I know he would have wanted, I would have wanted
you to move on,
but also get my music, because he loved me. I know he loved when people loved his music. Yeah. He loved it. Yeah. Like he would be like a small boy, you know, like like Esir would be so excited when he
was young. He was young. He was young.
So when you think about it,
he was just being himself.
Yeah,
literally.
So now that time,
I was excited.
Of course, he's
21 years
old. People are like a celeb, but behind when they go, he's like, yo, that girl loves us, man.
No, I was not the one. That was not me, man.
That's me, man.
I know.
That's us, man. You know, it's like, yeah. So it's like, hey, and that I used to find that so funny because you could see that's his joy.
Yeah.
It's nothing about money.
Yeah.
It's not about him. His joy was people loving. So I find myself wanting to keep that music alive.
Yeah.
As you say, move on in terms of.
So does it just do you get at some point and you would like, you know what, it is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like when the painful part, and death has been always a very hard thing for people to accept.
Yeah.
But it has to happen, and we all have to go there. In fact, for me, I'm very philosophical about it, where I always remind myself that when I'm here, I'm here. But at some point, I'll go. And it's painful to imagine that, and you wonder about life after death. So I always say, whatever I live here is what is going to keep me, even when I'm not here.
Absolutely.
So it keeps me living more with intention.
And you appreciate life more.
Yeah, I live with more intention.
Because like you said, it could have been you, but it's not you anyway.
Yeah, it's not me.
So how do you
I don't know
life?
About tomorrow. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm like, from my kids to anything I do it with that mind of, if I go, like I look at Esir now, when he went, but his music,
he's still
his
here.
life, his spirit is here because he put a lot of his spirit in any work.
And the beautiful thing is, by that time, I think there was already digital media, so there's a lot of video, photo footage. So
some videos. Yeah, we don't have as much because those days we never, like now, that's one good thing about internet now.
Yeah.
We take photos and videos every time. We're always now, we're on podcasts.
Yeah.
So, by that time, there were very few pictures, like we look so hard for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least we had a few things that we can look at and remember.
Yeah.
But that taught me that, at the end of the day, we're just passing here. So whatever you leave here, leave a footprint that even when you're gone, it will still have impact. But for me, I kind of like find purpose in keeping his name going. So like for your brother, the same way. Like you're just like, okay, how do I keep his spirit going?
Exactly.
Because if it was the roles were changed, what would you want?
What would you have done?
What would you have done? What would you want him to do?
I don't know, man. The guy would be broken. I think he would be more broken than I am.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Interesting. So, as we end this interview, I know you're a very busy guy. I would love to talk to you Nameless for like 2-3 hours.
I know you could.
You're an amazing person, but I know time. Also, we'll have to move somewhere.
Yeah.
So. Very interesting. The Mathenges. Let's talk about the Mathenges. In Kenya, they say Mathenges.
The Mathenges.
I don't know why. In Uganda, we say Mathenges.
I know. Mathenges, yeah.
So you're married to fellow music icon Rosemary Wahu, Kagwi. That's how we pronounce it here. I hope I'm doing it correctly.
100%.
Yeah, people know her commonly just as Wahu.
Yeah.
And you actually been together since 2005.
That's when we got married.
That's when you got married, yes.
But together we've been
you've been longer than that.
Yeah, 90. What? I think I met her 97.
Jesus. And you got married in 2005.
Yeah, we had dated 7 years.
So you have defied literally the odds of most celebrity marriages that do not last. You will know this. Most celebrity relationships do not last. And you've been together like for 19 whole years. And but this is crazy for me.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you had kids in between, the kind of change you've adapted along the way. I'm just very interested and curious in knowing how all this has worked out for you, especially the lengthy marriage. Yeah. But also, how has the kids coming in the picture? How have they changed? Because a big celebrity, you're still raising your kids to this day. There's no divorce in between and stuff like that. So how the kids have changed your perception and all that?
I mean, so I look at, as I told you, Nameless music. That's my career.
Yeah.
That's how I earn, and it's part of my purpose. Make something that can make people have a good time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love to entertain, but I remind myself that's
Nameless.
Me. That's just Nameless.
But there's David.
But there's David. There's me now.
Yes.
So I'm doing many things. So I have different purposes in life. So when I got married, you got married because you're born in a culture that tells you need to get married.
Yeah.
You don't even know why you're getting married.
Okay.
You're told at a certain age.
Thank you for confirming that I'm not stupid in my head, in my thoughts. Thank you
you're
so
just
much.
Like, okay, well, you're just told that. So you just know that's the way you're going to do it. So you hook up. And then when you're in it, now you go through some struggles because you're like, man, we're not fully agreeing on some things. You are saying things like this, what we are now. So you go through that process.
And it looks
struggle.
like you guys don't go through any of those things.
No, we go through it a lot. And that's the part that for me now I find important to talk about. That we go through struggles. I'm like, why is this woman not doing it like this? And her vice versa. Kind of thing, right? But in the end of it all, then kids come in. So more responsibilities. How do you bring them up together? Whatever. So more and more complications come into this thing that you've been told to do.
Yeah.
But I always thank God that at some point we had a chance to really reflect. Just when we were approaching 40.
Yeah.
It was a make or break. And that make or break is when I realized what's really this marriage thing. And
because the last baby comes a little bit later, just recent 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, But just before that, what changed is we looked and said, we are different for a reason.
Yeah.
And if we take advantage of the differences, we can go further. So there are some things she's strong, that I'm weak, and vice versa.
Wow.
It's to understand that.
Wow.
Yeah. Before you want it to be like the same, it's designed that you're supposed to be different.
Yeah.
But now you need to know, I'm different in this way, and this is a strength was a weakness. So now we realize how we rub off each other in the right way. Now we are trying to rub off in the right way. So there's some things now before she used to complain about me, but now I realize this is a good thing. This is actually a good thing. But before she will see it as a bad thing. And then there's some things, even me, I'll be like, okay, this is a good thing.
These are good things. Previously, they were like...
I was like, this... Then there's some things she's like, okay, this is not that important to me anymore. So that has really helped. And how we've managed to sustain, there are many things that contribute. Let me give you an example of one. Also, people telling us they look up to us has helped us.
Yeah, we do.
Because someone is actually also telling you.
Let me give you a story. Before we had this show, I literally showed you a message that I sent to my girlfriend by the time I was getting ready for this interview. And I sent my girlfriend a message. I told her, hey, babe, I really watch this interview of these guys. I'd really want to love you and have a relationship as good as this. With a lot of things going on, but I pray that I'm able to love you just like the way Nameless loves Wahu and the way Wahu loves Nameless back. This is crazy.
And that, funny enough, helps us keep on track. Because it gives our marriage purpose.
You know that you're on the road track,
not even that, it gives our marriage more purpose. You know, purpose, when you put purpose in anything, it means not just about you, it's about others. And what that gives you more strength. Because now, even for us, it gives us the strength to say, we have to make this work.
I hope it's not pressure. No. I hope it's not pressure. Because it may not be big pressure.
This is the point. I used to ask myself, is it pressure? That the public is there. I realize it's not pressure. It's purpose. Not pressure.
It's purpose. Makes sense.
Because if you turn it into pressure, then you're like, I don't want pressure again. But if it's purpose...
Because then you'll be doing it for the sake of the public, impressing them anyway.
But purpose, it's like... It's so interesting. It's like when you're there and people look up to you, it forces you to be like, I have things I have to do. And keeps you in a better... better. So I started thanking God because people actually give me that what you call pressure to be able to... So... At the end of it all, we reflected, I'd say a few years ago, and that's what changed. We're in a growth mindset. We all know that we are not perfect. I can learn from her, she can learn from me. And that shifted our relationship to another level where before we never used to know that, because before you think you know everything and vice versa. But now we are like, okay, I have some baggage that I need to check. And that has helped us.
And crazy enough, talking about the public pressure, maybe you mentioned it that at some point when you're having the third born now, you all have daughters, amazing, beautiful. I've seen their photos, very amazing kids. You mentioned that at some point the public was actually now starting to say, you know what, we're expecting a boy. I'm just imagining that kind of pressure as is what...
That one is no pressure. I was so lucky by that time. I'm so much older and more mature that thing is not even pressure.
But it might have stressed you, right?
No.
No. But back then, when you were young, it maybe would have stressed you.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. But now, I was like, that's the problem with culture.
Because I have people I know close to me who have kids who are a particular gender, and then someone's like, you know what, we wish it was the other one. Every pregnancy, they're expecting something else.
Now that's what crazy. That's what I'm saying. Now I realize my purpose is to make people realize that's not what it is. No. So now I say I call myself Baba Girls. So now when they're trying to tell me what, I'm like, no, I'm even proud. So now it's confusing people because they're like, you should feel, but I'm like, no, because at the end of the day, it's not about the gender.
No. It's about the life. The amazing life.
How do you bring up these children? Because you can have a boy, and if you bring the boy in the wrong way,
you're finished.
Going to be nothing but
it doesn't make sense.
If you can bring a girl in the right way, same. So in my head, I was trying to show people in the number of DMs I got from people just telling me, "You've validated me," and I'm happy. I'm like, guys out there are getting pressure. At your woman is being told, if you don't produce a boy, you go.
Let's get another one.
I'm like, the problem of traditions and beliefs, they make people make such wrong decisions. And for me, I found purpose in being Baba Girls.
That's amazing.
I'm always like out there saying, by the way, this is my legacy. And the more I teach them values, I live, even when I'm not here. That's what I was saying. How do you live?
Legacy. Exactly.
And it's through what you teach your children, your work, your stuff like that.
Interesting.
So,
I don't want to keep you here long. This is my last question to you, of course. Before I ask you about what's going on in the life of Nameless right now, you were in Uganda recently. You did Blankets on Wine in June. You met with Shifura. You better give Shifura's what's up with Shifura's collabo. Shifura is supposed to have a collabo with Nameless. What happened? And she wanted to go to Kenya. What happened? Shifura, I'm your mouthpiece.
Okay, listen. I don't know if maybe she was talking. I don't know which language was that. Sometimes I don't know which language it was. Maybe there are some things I said yes and I did not know I was saying yes.
She said she wanted a collabo with you.
Yeah.
I watched the interview. She said she wanted a collabo, and you said yeah. Something we can look at something. I want to come to Kenya. Yeah. We can look into it.
Omugamba yo kachi soko omugamba yo kyo omugamba yagala collabo batuke watandisa okuyimba.
Yes, collabo njagala.
Ayagala genda Kenya. She wants to come to Kenya. Do you have
that experience in Kenya?
Oh yeah? Yeah, we can invite her in Kenya.
Can you get her in Kenya?
We can work out something.
You said yes to all the things. So, sir, just so you know, you owe Shifura a collabo and you owe Shifura a trip to Kenya. But man, that was a light one. Finally, what's going in the life of Nameless right now? The future plans for Nameless.
Okay.
Of course, because why I'm asking this, you went straight up and you said, what? I'm done with kids. Vasectomy. Pam. This guy decided to say it's done, and he really did vasectomy, which is irreversible, I think, at this point. A very bold step with 3 kids. No pressure, no Nameless, no pressure.
The only reason I talked about vasectomy.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
I just said
if you ask me, I would have like 4 kids. No pressure. But that I think you've put more focus in now managing the family, the kids, and raising them up. Yeah. Your first daughter is in high school now.
Yeah, she's doing her last year.
Yeah.
So she's just turned 18.
Wow.
So yeah, she's a full adult, man.
Wow.
And full adult here and one in diapers.
So
spectrum, yeah.
So what's going on for Nameless? What are the projects you're working on right now? Of course, you did an amazing Inspire song 7 years ago.
Take over my mind and now you captivating my soul.
Yes.
Big. It started trending recently once again.
Wow.
Because of the internet times.
TikTok is interesting.
So what's going on?
I mean, for me right now, I'm in a space. I would say I'm celebrating 25 years. So I want to celebrate that time with an album project. Okay. So I've been recording. I'm starting to release the songs January, because that's when I'm celebrating 25 years.
Yeah.
I start dropping all collaborations with all different generations.
Yeah.
Very different genres. Experiment with different genres. I won't really specify all of them, but it's just a fun project of Nameless saying, you know what? For my fans who sometimes say, Monsk, you don't give us enough music.
Yeah.
I want to flood. That's not the word, not flood, but I want to give give to my fans.
But please do it slow. You're at a certain, like you've said, you're at an age where you don't need to overstress yourself now. You need to have you worked 25 years. You've made the monies. You've made the name.
I shouldn't overstress.
You shouldn't overstress.
No, this one is more fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remind myself every time I'm going to stress, I say no.
This is fun. This is for fun.
Don't stress yourself too much.
Yeah.
Just experiment. Let people see different sides of you and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. That's going to definitely mean that next year you're going to be seeing a lot of me out there on TikTok, touring.
You've done so good on TikTok, by the way. You have a lot of. I think that's how you're starting to relate back to the Gen Zs now.
Yeah. The Gen Zs, man. Yeah, TikTok is
the younger generation.
And then the funny thing about it, it's just a good place to research. It's fun.
Exactly. People
fun.
actually think that TikTok, okay, unless you know what you're doing on TikTok.
Yeah.
But TikTok is actually a hub for news, for trending stuff,
straight up,
for
man.
Everything.
Straight up, yeah. So TikTok has its own way it works. I recommend to everyone go in TikTok. If you're not doing anything, just go and watch and listen.
Yeah.
For me as a musician, I have to be on TikTok. You have to understand how TikTok works. I make content as
well. I have like 14,000 followers, 15,000 nice. I think. I make voiceover content. I do this, but not so much on TikTok. I do this on YouTube.
Yeah.
But then the voiceover content I do for voicing of adverts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's come to you. Nameless live in Uganda.
Nice. So you find there's so many things you can do. Once you understand how it works, You can come up with many ideas. So for me, so I want my fans to look out for that. Look out for the new music coming out from me as I celebrate. That's my focus this next year.
Okay.
So it's more on a new album project. And then now from there, I'm going to do a gratitude tour just to celebrate, the journey.
Amazing.
It's basically celebrating a journey. And when I reflect, I'm like, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, bro.
You made it.
It's been a journey, man.
Made it.
Yeah, it's been a journey. And I have to, thank the many people who have been part of the journey.
Yeah.
The many regions that have been part of. That's why I said it's a very East African project, because to be very frank,
absolutely,
my roots is East Africa.
Okay.
From the time I started music, Uganda, Tanzania,
Kenya,
Burundi, and Rwanda have always been supportive of my music. So it's giving back to that.
You're going to just look into that camera right over there and speak to your fans, tell them how everything about yourself going on and stuff like that. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the show. My name is Joshua, and this is the Hard Lock Podcast. We have Nameless in the building.
yeah, man. Make sure you check out the Hard Lock
Podcast on YouTube.
Manze, right here with Joshua. It's been an amazing conversation.
You're
an amazing host.
Thanks,
I've enjoyed the questions,
Thanks,
the insights, the research. You said things I was like, hey, this guy even knows how. I'm really happy.
Thanks, man.
And I appreciate that. Thanks. And I just want to tell my people out there, thank you for holding Nameless down for 25 years. Big up. I'm here in Arua. I'm thanking God that I'm still able to come here. Hey, that ride was long, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is very long, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a bit long, but we're here. But look out for my new projects coming out as well. And bless.
Peace. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Nameless, thank you so much for coming on the show. And tune me next time. Bye-bye. Please leave a subscriber here, a comment, whatever it is, and engage with the video. Exactly. Cheers. We're out.
We got deep, stories flow.